Hey, welcome back to Kingdom Kast. This is your host, Playoff Chuck. Yeah, Playoff Chuck for the time being. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share all your social media platforms. It's on to the divisional round this week as we take on the Buffalo Bills, a very familiar opponent. As we can see here in the past few years, this Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes thing is starting to kind of look like the Tom Brady Peyton Manning type of rivalry in the past. But we'll see what happens. This is a team that we've gone back and forth against, between regular season and playoffs. These games have usually gone down to the wire, one possession for the most part. So before we get into all that, introduce the panel here. My guy Country's on the top right. My homegirl Kylie's on the bottom right. My guy Boogie's on the bottom left. So yeah, as everyone knows, this will be the very first time that Patrick Mahomes goes on the road in the playoffs. First 15 starts of his career, either been at home or in the Super Bowl. This time he goes into a tough environment, but there's many doubters, as we can see from these different platforms this week, thinking that he can't do it. So let's go ahead and go around the room. Country, how you feeling about the matchup this week?
And I got a quiet confidence about this game. Then all that we done been through this whole season, it just can't end this weekend. It has to keep going. You know what I'm saying? It can though, but I'm just saying I don't want it to end yet. So um, we played Buffalo before. We've seen them, so it's nothing new. Um, we're better in better health. Man, I didn't know Isaiah Pacheco didn't even play the last game. Like it's a huge difference. And we look different. We've been looking different the last couple of weeks. So let's see it, man. Patrick Mahomes, road game, first ever. So I'm excited. Aren't you excited about it?
Hey,
So
yeah, I'm
nice.
excited about it.
Yeah. I'm so pumped. I'm so excited for this game. I hate that it is Sunday night because that's agonizing to me waiting for it and watching all these other teams play. But no, I mean, it's a good thing. They get an extra day of rest, so that's always good. But I'm excited. I don't know. I haven't been super vocal about the confidence, I think, as far as Twitter and all that goes, but I do feel confident in this team. I think most of that confidence comes from the defense and what we've seen from them just really the last half of the season. They continue to get better and their physicality is unmatched, completely unmatched. And after watching Sneed's mic'd up, I'm like, these boys are hyped. So yeah, I feel good. I think the Chiefs are going to go in and maybe break some hearts of some Buffalo fans, but that's all right.
Get your hands out your pockets, 11.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Bug. What's your thoughts? Early thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's just it's more important of a game for Josh Allen. This is like a legacy game for Josh Allen, I think. And I think Mahomes being the underdog, we don't got nothing to lose. He's never had to go into it being an underdog like this, I feel like, because it's been on the road too. So it's like he has nothing to lose. Everybody's doubting him, but it's like this is Josh Allen's legacy game. So it's going to be a crazy little, to me, that's the biggest thing. A legacy game for Josh Allen and Mahomes being an underdog. What narrative we going to see after this game?
I also think it's a lazy game for both because, as we all know, I mean, this is Mahomes' first time. And, if just to put a stamp on greatness, you got to win on the road, especially against a tough environment, especially against a team like the Buffalo Bills that's been knocking on the door the past few years, trying to get over the hump against the Chiefs. And they just been unsuccessful when it's a winner go home situation. Another thing that I want to touch on as far as this matchup is
Zim.
That's
Zim.
funny. I see how you see how he stuck Zim in there at the You stupid, Kevin. I'm sorry, bro.
I don't even care about him. But anyway, they on the couch. Anyway, it's been interesting. The media, they really trying to push Josh Allen to be the next one. That's what I've been seeing all week. I ain't really been tapping into their shows like that, but that's just what I've been seeing all the time. And it's like, okay, just like how I like it. I mean, that's how I'm feeling this week. What's up, Chris? So yeah, man. Let's go on and get into some more of the storylines. What I've been seeing all week on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, man. I'm seeing the Bills fans. They've been coming with a lot of confidence throughout this week, man. And it's funny because I was in a space when after they lost to the Broncos on Monday night, and the majority of them felt like their season was over with, like it was done with. They was already looking forward to the draft and everything, and now all of a sudden they get on the winning streak. They back talking, back showing that confidence again, and it's like, I mean, we got a right to be confident too, because like Patrick Mahomes is an underdog. I mean, his record is impeccable as an underdog. If you look at like Vegas wise, he's 8-1-1 against the spread, and I believe he's won outright in every single one of those. So, or if not the majority of them. So, at the end of the day, man, we've seen that our defense been able to travel too. Like nobody's put up 30 points on us all season long. We've been in the game, like we ain't really been blown out like that. The only time you could say we got blown out by like double digits or per se, like, is the Denver game, and that was at a time when Denver was just finally due to beat us. So I feel really great this week.
Yeah, I feel equally as great, and I feel like too. Well, we didn't have Tranquil last time.
We didn't have either linebacker. We didn't have Tranquil or Bolton.
Smith, Tranquil.
We had
Bolton had just came back from his injury.
We had Jack Concrete, and we had what's that boy Harris, I think.
We didn't even have Bolton in the game?
Nope.
Oh, man.
That's what I thought we had at least. I thought that was Bolton's first game back, but that's
I thought that was Bolton's first. You sure about that?
Yeah, I don't remember him playing at all. I'll double check, but I don't remember him playing.
Well, either way, we're definitely healthier than we were last time. Obviously,
Definitely.
we already talked about Isaiah on the offensive side of the ball, but defensive.
Actually, you know what? He did play. That was his first game back. He was. He was limited, like Amaya said. He was definitely limited in that game, because I remember I think he was trying to fit it through the B gap, and he whiffed. He over pursued, and James Cook had a nice run. So yeah, he did play a little bit.
And people forgetting that game. I'm sorry, Kylie. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, but like you said, he was limited. He was getting acclimated to being back, so he'll definitely be more with the pace this game.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say that. Damn, I forgot what I was gonna say.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh Lord.
I'm speechless. Kylie left me speechless.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say Buffalo got out to a great start. It was 17 quick. It was like we were down like 14-6 or something like that. But after they got 17, they didn't score for like a quarter and a half after that. You know what I'm saying? Like it was shut down after that, and they got that last field goal. I think we might have helped them get that field goal too, probably with bad penalties. But I'm thinking that this is definitely a better team. I think they definitely got a confidence that they built last week with Miami, and you can see the routine starting to come. You can see the routine, and I know Sky Moore got his practice window is open, but keep this routine. And I think don't mess it up. Just keep what we got going, unless somebody unfortunately get injured, and knock on wood, but keep what we got going, man. I think it's coming. I think it's coming. The rhythm is coming, and what better time to start being on one accord than right now? You know what I'm saying? For real.
Yeah.
I felt like last week's performance, like with Rasheed Rice, got us kind of forgetting how bad our receivers been all year. Like, if he plays like that, we okay, but we still need that third person to get us that 50 yards, I feel like. So are y'all still confident with McCole getting those snaps this game also? Are we just riding that out, or are we still on a game-by-game basis, or how y'all feel about that?
My thing is this with McCole. Like, McCole, you saw last game, he was getting behind the defense. He just didn't track the ball well. So
Or finish routes.
Yeah, which is the McCall thing.
3 different times.
Yeah, so hopefully this week, since he's playing in a different stadium, he'll be able to track the ball a little better and actually finish his routes, actually get to the ball, actually make the catch. Because Country, you said this in the chat, and you mentioned how McCole was doing this thing against Buffalo in the past. I forgot what you mentioned
In the 21 game, he was killing them on crossers.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
his speed. This is what I'm saying about throwing to McCall. You got to throw to McCall to at least put the threat out of.
Yeah.
We got some speed. We got some deep options. You can't just get lazy and cheat forward because we do got some speed out there. All he got to do is catch one of them. He catch that, and then everybody's gonna be like, damn, here we go. Here come the old Chiefs." So everything changes if he just catches a couple of those balls. You know what I'm saying? But if he would have caught one of those in Miami, the conversation would be different all week this week. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I think McCall can bounce back. He got to bounce back. But like I said, when they played in 21, people forget that they only think about is the 13 seconds. But McCall in overtime, McCall was the threat. Like McCall was getting down the field. He was getting big chunks. He got him in position to get Travis Kelce that touchdown in overtime. So
What's up
that's
with
a
it,
good one.
man?
That's a good. That's a good one,
T-Mac.
Josh. That's a good.
What's up, D-Back?
Hey, what's up, y'all? I apologize for my lateness as the snow kind of threw off the timing. Had some issues around the building, but yeah, I'm here. I made it.
This fictitious
let's see.
snow you guys keep talking about. I'm just kidding because
Listen.
I'm not getting snow.
Yeah, lucky you.
Anyway,
We're
initial
supposed to be
thoughts.
headed back
D-Mac.
for negative. We're supposed to be headed back to negative temperature, so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, some vibes. Look, I think the vibes are good. I'm looking forward to going to Orchard Park. I think that this team, over the last 3 or 4 weeks, has kind of been moving in the right direction. Starting with the Bengals game, but I think that there are times in which certain teams kind of come together, and I think going on the road, being doubted the way that they are this season, I think that there's a chance for them to kind of come together and pull out a special performance. You guys talked about Mecole's speed. I do think that is something they have to keep going back to, because you have to stretch the field. You have to create some explosive plays, specifically against the better defenses that you're going to face. And the better offenses that you're going to play against as well on the other side that are going to put some points up. So I agree. Down the field, whether it's just watching, I don't want it to be MVS, but whether it's MVS, specifically Mecole on those crosses, on those posts that, were open as long as he went after it and not having to deal with the lights at Arrowhead and, it not being negative degree temperatures, it'll feel like Florida weather out there compared to what they were coming from. So hopefully you can link up some of those deep shots. And like you said, that'll open up everything as far as the run game is concerned, as far as the short and intermediates for Rice and Kelce. And that really can put a spark into your offense and the entire team from that aspect.
Hey, if I was to guarantee, okay, and I'm gonna ask the room, if I was to guarantee you another MVS AFC Championship game, would you use it this week or next week?
Next week.
This week.
Man, why we still holding on
I
to
agree.
his ass, man? Why we still holding on, dog?
I'm not holding on to him, but
it's a hypothetical, Charles. Playoff Chuck.
Can we use a different player for this hypothetical? Can we do that?
He the only one that had a great performance.
Yeah, that guy's
Yes,
gone. He ain't coming back. He ain't coming back.
You can win this game without one of those efforts, but you might need it versus the Ravens. You're gonna need a lot more explosive plays versus the Ravens, in my opinion.
The Ravens
versus the Bills, because of specifically the Bills are down some corners, they're down some linebackers. You can take advantage of the middle of the field. Versus the Ravens, that would be a much more difficult proposition that you're gonna have to hit some explosives to make up for.
You want to know? We don't know one guy that can be a factor in this game.
Travis Kelce.
No, Greg.
I mean, that's obvious right there. I'm talking about besides him. Yeah, I'm thinking many people are down on KT right now, and understandably so. Okay, like he dropped some passes that's led to interceptions. He dropped some passes that caused us to punt the ball. He lined up offsides this last game, which was the difference between us playing in Arrowhead this week and going up to Orchard Park. I get that, but this will be a perfect time for him to redeem himself. You guys know that Jet McKinnon is not coming back for the rest of the season, right? I feel like in certain situations you can line up in the backfield, or you can just hand him the ball, or you can have him run a route out the backfield, like have him run a flat route, or have him run a little Texas right out the backfield. I feel like this is the week to use KT just to like line him up over the field, give him like a couple of mismatch situations.
If you can create those mismatches versus these
Wait a-
backup linebackers, you might be able to.
Wait a
But he
minute.
actually had. Hold on, real quick. I just would say he did have a pretty good game outside of being offsides versus the Bills the first matchup around because he did some of those things. He was running the ball because we didn't have Pacheco. We needed an extra running back. So he did some of those things. He did some of those things out of the backfield. So I think that, again, with Kadarius Toney, if you use him in very specific situations, ideally ones in which you can get the ball in his hands and don't trust him to actually try to catch the ball down the field, then he could be effective. But I'm not relying on it.
How do you have? How could you have so much love for KT when his MVS is like, nah, he's dead. Oh my God, like he can't do that. But KT,
MBS has played more snaps.
if
He's played
KT
way more
could,
snaps.
no, wait a minute. If KT could play, we wouldn't even be in this game. If he wasn't making the mistakes that he was making.
Well, he's practicing now, so I mean, and I looked at the unofficial depth chart. I'm not saying it's the final depth chart, but it might be leaning towards him being part of the game plan to an extent this week. That's what it's looking like. That's just how I see it.
Someone just said it in the chat though. Like we just have to play a clean game. Like us and the Bills both have a very severe turnover problem. Have had one all season long. You know, Josh Allen, he's capable of being Superman, and then he's capable of making the worst decisions. So I think it's just going to come back to our defense forcing him to make those bad decisions, and Pat securing the ball in those like wired situations like he's been doing. Like last weekend, he was securing the ball in the end zone, wasn't really putting it in harm's way. We took 3 points, let the defense kind of do the work. I think it's going to come down to playing a clean game.
I think that's out the window this week. I think I think 7 or nothing. I think he's going for it. Like I'm not forcing the issue, but I think he's trying to put up 7 this week. I think it was last week. It was like I know Tua ain't gonna do nothing, but this guy's a little different.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes has put an emphasis this week on converting those field goals that we had to kick last week into touchdowns. And I agree with that. Like we can't depend on Butker like that this week. I feel like the red zone has to be a lot better this week. We want to come out here with a W. So.
Hey, do y'all think Buffalo goes into this game trying to force the ball to Diggs just to get him involved? Or what y'all think they're going to do with Diggs this game?
It's going to be tough with Snead. He's probably jamming him at the line.
I think that they'll be. I won't say content, but like I don't think that they'll force the ball to him. I think that they feel good about what they've done with Khalil Shakir. I think they'll feel good about what they could possibly do with Gabe Davis down the field, and specifically, it'll be about the tight ends and James Cook out of the backfield. I assume that they'll have a similar game plan of trying to attack these linebackers, both with using Josh Allen's legs and obviously the run game, but also specifically through the pass game, with the tight ends and running back. So I don't think that they're going to force the ball. I think they've been, trying to reel Josh Allen in as much as possible. What you can do is be able to flood the middle of the field and put pressure on Josh Allen to force him to, be a little bit more uncomfortable and try to force the ball outside. And then at that point, you can try and have some guys make some plays. So I think that we will have to dictate the ball going to guys like Diggs, specifically at long downs, rather than the tight ends, because he's going to be targeting them early and often.
Yeah, my main concern in this matchup is definitely the tight ends. You mentioned Gabe Davis. Like, we're not even sure he's going to play. Like, if he plays, that definitely can help Buffalo because his ability to stretch down the field and everything. And, like, in the past, he's given us issues. But the tight ends, though, it's going to be very important for the linebackers and safeties to be on their P's and Q's as far as, like, defending those guys. Because, like, I can see a situation where at some point, if they get in the rhythm and all of a sudden we focus on Kincaid a little too much, Dawson Knox is open down the seam. And you just gotta hope it's not a big play. So I mean, that's just like the main concern for us defensively, just defending those two tight ends because I feel like Josh will target those guys.
Mind you, Gabe Davis didn't practice none last week, and it's Thursday. He hasn't practiced yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think James Cook is the biggest problem for me.
Oh, he is too.
I was pointing the wrong way.
I think he can run the ball. He can catch. I think if we shut him down and we make Josh Allen get the ball out of his hands, I think we'll be okay. He was kind of eating against his first game too in the regular season.
Yeah, he was.
Now, to be fair, go ahead, country.
No, he was eating in the first half, and then they kind of, like I said, they kind of shut him down once they got to 17. But I was going to ask, do you think because they did good against Miami in the first game, but it was like they knew everything this game, and it wasn't getting none. So do you think they had that same mindset of we've seen this before, so we kind of know y'all tendencies a little bit? We played Buffalo every year. I don't know why. But we play Buffalo more than we play Denver sometimes, it feels like. So
Yeah.
they know their tendencies. Do you think they go into it with a different mindset? And, of course, Spags is going to show something new. And they say Andy Reid pulled out a play from 10 years ago against Miami. So it's not going to look the same. I know Buffalo got a new offensive coordinator, but I think – excuse me, that Jerry Koch, I'm sorry. But do you think Kansas City come out with a mindset of we've seen this before, so we know how to shut it down?
I mean, you would hope so.
I don't know if it's a mindset, but I do think that they feel confident in the scouting that they've done. But it's a two-way street. There are things in which the Bills saw us do last game that they're going to be like, okay, we know sort of what they're going to try and get back to. So now, as far as both coaching staffs, I think that Andy Reid will have more different wrinkles than Joe Brady will come up with. I think that Steve Spagnuolo will have, different ideas, things to mix up coverages than Sean McDermott will come up with. So I feel better about our coaching staff being able to change up that game plan. But ultimately, the pillars are kind of what the pillars are. It's Josh Allen, it's Patrick Mahomes. Like you talked about, we play the Bills every single year. So a lot of these things are not going to change. It's going to kind of be whoever takes care of the ball best and tries to impose their will in trenches, as far as I'm concerned, because I think both of these quarterbacks are going to play very well. But that's what it comes down to for me.
So you see Josh Allen take off. He's running. Kylie, he's coming right at you, and he does that fake slide. Kylie, what do? Do you let up, or do you lay his ass? Would you be willing to take the 15-yard penalty and roughing and all that stuff to lay his ass out?
You want me to be honest?
I
Yeah,
want
he
you
kind
to
of
be
annoys
completely
me.
honest.
Yeah, he kind of annoys me. So yeah, I would totally take him out. But that's not what you're taught, right? Like, you obviously don't want that roughing call. So I don't know.
I hope they're taught to take him out. I hope they're taught to take him out, because you can't allow what the Steelers did, which was like, oh, let's just Olay and hope he goes down. He's not going to run like that. He's never run like that. He's not going to start now. He tries to hurdle people. He tries to juke people. I know the video going around by the fake slides. I think that some of it's kind of played up, but he's going to try and run people over. That's what he likes to do. He likes to run the ball. You have to match that level of physicality and punish him every time that he wants to run the ball. And look, I'm sure to a certain extent they're going to be teaching them the same thing about Patrick Mahomes after they saw the way that he ran against the Dolphins. So I think that your defensive keys need to be get this guy on the ground and worry about the rest later. Obviously, that can come with some penalties. It is what it is. You got to live with that aspect of it, in my personal opinion. To set a tone. I'll live with a flag here and there if you're doing your job as far as getting them on the ground.
My thing with that fake slide stuff, I mean, I looked at the clip so many times, and I'm just like, was that really a fake slide?
It looked like a regular juke to me. I
thought it was just a regular juke, in my opinion. So, yeah, they still just let him off the hook with that one.
Would you live with somebody being put out the game, though? Would you live with Justin Reed just a missile and laying his ass out and got taken out the game?
You say if they get ejected?
Yeah, I know D-Mac will love that.
I wouldn't love that. I actually think that he's a key piece to our game plan. I wouldn't. I mean, I'm not saying that you go helmet to helmet at somebody, but I'm saying that you do have to make sure he gets on the ground. So no, you shouldn't go helmet to helmet and get kicked out of the game. But I do think you got to tackle him as if he's a regular runner at that point. You treat him like a running back if he gets out of the pocket.
Lay the wood on him. Pause. For real. No, I'm not saying do nothing dirty. I'm not saying go headhunting. I'm saying like you said, the dude olayed him like, okay, stop, Josh. No, Josh Allen is a 240 pounds. Like, he's gonna run through you. if he
Treat
can't
him
stop.
like a running back. Treat him like a running back. That's
Treat
how
him
he
like
runs.
a running back. Lay his ass out. I know that's what I'll be gearing up. He might make me look stupid, like he jumped over Snead a couple of years ago. But I'd rather
Yeah,
you
that
do
was
that
crazy.
than run past me for 50 yards untouched. I'm like, no, ugh.
Yeah, that was crazy.
You got to
But
slow
yeah,
down the hurdle, so that's fine.
Later Wood, you heard what I said. You heard what I said, D-Man.
but yeah, try to hit him as much as possible, man. I mean, that's definitely the key. Like whether he's running or whether he's in the pocket throwing the ball, try to get as many hits on him as you can. And eventually, if you get enough hits on him, he's gonna turn the ball over because that's just what he does when you get enough pressure on him.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
Juice says obviously a little bit of odd front looks, and they'll get to those because they like to, be able to use Leo kind of as an edge at times and put 4 linebackers out there, and so that makes sense. But it's a little bit different than it was versus the Dolphins, where you can live with some of those lighter bodies in the box or on the line of scrimmage from that aspect. This Bills offensive line is good; it's very physical, and while I actually think that the defensive line last week or in Week 14 last matchup did a very good job. Of dealing with their physicality, it's a little bit more difficult to run some of those odd fronts when you're dealing with this good of an offensive line. So got to be cautious of that. But I think on certain downs, you certainly could see that because look, Leo Chanel, if you're going with a contained type of pass rush and you want to run a 3-4 and have Willie Gay as a pseudo spy or Leo Chanel as a pseudo spy and make sure that he is both staying in the pocket and have Charles and Chris Jones kind of rush him from inside and Karlaftis kind of rush him from his right side to make sure that he has to escape out of the left side and then have a spy ready for him. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense from your pass rush plan. And these things are always complementary. And so from that aspect on those certain downs that it makes sense to where you're not necessarily afraid of the run. Yeah, I think that a lot of those odd fronts specifically get better athletes on the field make a lot of sense. Because, I mean, we saw a little bit too often Derek Nottie trying to chase him down, some of the bigger bodies that didn't always work out with. We've seen Mike Dannon in the past have troubles as well. So,
but speaking of 90, I'm glad you brought him up. I'm hearing that he may be on the IR. He might not be able to come back for the season. I don't know how true that is. And I did see Juice in the comments saying like they might bring up Isaiah Bugs. So I mean, like, what do you do in that situation? Like, who would you bring in to fill that spot?
Pinnell's been doing pretty good recently. Like Pinnell, just give him more snaps and bring up Bugs. You know what I'm saying? And who else? What's the other kid?
We still got Turk.
But I'd be surprised
Farrell.
to see Farrell.
It's Turk.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
say so. Turk has kind of worked himself into the rotation, and coming back from the ACL, that's not surprising. He's come on at the end of the season, so between possibly bringing up Bugs and like you talked about, Pinnell's been pretty good as far as a run stopper guy next to Chris Jones. I feel pretty good about what the defensive line rotation is now. Nadi has played pretty good football to this point, but from here on out, it's difficult because the Bills' offensive line is physical. But I do not believe it's overly physical to where you feel like they're going to road grade you. So when you're dealing with teams like the Ravens or the Bills that have extremely athletic quarterbacks, you kind of need athletic guys to match them. It's not necessarily a Derek Nottie on a consistent basis type of game from that aspect. I think guys like Turk Warren make a little bit more sense. So I understand it from that aspect. Charles, I mean, you're also kicking inside too. So I'm not necessarily I think it's a death knell that Nadi's going to be out, but it's going to be a little bit difficult to replace him because he has played well this year.
Because of Kylie. Kylie motivated him.
You're welcome. Okay, guys. If I don't talk that shit, then
cut him.
So Kylie, who you
I
gonna
apologize.
Nah, you good.
Hey, we should have had Kylie talk shit about Blake Bell.
That's what I'm about to say. Kylie, who you gonna motivate next?
Ain't enough talking in the world.
Now, you want a miracle now?
I need Hardman to get his ass out there and catch.
There we go.
There
it is.
Miko, we looking at you, Miko.
He can do it, right? Like
He can do it, man. Like I said, if you go watch that 21 game, McCall was kicking ass that game. If we can use him similarly to that, and just the speed, bro. Just bring speed. Just run around and look like you're doing something. Just draw the defense or something. You know what I'm saying? And catch one of them.
Yeah, like someone else has to step up. Like they're going to be looking for Rice. Obviously, we know Kelsey. Exactly. Get in the end zone. We know they're going to use Kelsey, but we need. I don't want to say we need Kelsey to step up, but we need him to be consistent. And I feel
You
like
see
that's
that,
something
Chuck?
that's lacked over
do.
the last few games.
Oh God.
Like
Yes,
he's had a lot of drops lately, but I mean, Kelsey is Kelsey, and we know he's going to show up in key moments. So I think if we can get one more guy to step up like Hardman, that would be great.
Well, in the last game, Clyde didn't do that bad. Clyde was actually performing pretty well. Like if we can get Clyde and Pacheco on board, like because we didn't have those guys last time. You know what I'm saying? If we can just get Pacheco to be
We had-
Pacheco again,
We
give
had
me
Clyde, but
23 for 89. Come on, dog. You're knocking down my ring, dog. Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, Clyde had a
Boogie,
highlight.
hold on. I'm sorry, Chuck. What were you gonna say, Boogie? I know you were about to jump in there.
No, go ahead. You good. You good.
Okay,
Okay,
I was about to
sorry.
say Clyde had a highlight in that game, if
No.
I'm not mistaken. So I think that was his best, like arguably his best play of the season. Besides that catch he had against New England. So I mean, that was like probably one of his top 3 plays on the year.
Yeah, he hurdled to do it. Which I didn't think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who did he hurdle?
But I think I don't know.
Matt
but
Milano.
No, but it'll be important to have Pacheco back because you just need that physicality in the run game. It's just a different level because I mean you can't run the ball all that effectively. Clyde, he's good for 3 to 4 plays a game, but outside of that, it's not much. But Pacheco it's just different when he has the ball in his hands. And fortunately, he's the guy that's leading our run game at this time. But Travis, obviously, hopefully for it not to be a brick that he's trying to catch out there in negative degree temperatures, some of those drops will be mitigated. And the comments are continuing saying he's got to be able to eat versus these linebackers on a consistent basis and force them to try and commit bodies to the middle of the field and elsewhere to account for him. And if you can do that, then you can dictate to the defense. But they can't afford to have Travis Kelce locked up one-on-one with one of these linebackers and it worked for them. That can't happen.
Yeah, that's gonna be a major difference in this one. Like they don't have like the linebackers. I feel like we need to attack the middle of the field this game. Like do what we did last game with the Dolphins. Like we saw Kelsey and Rice use some crossers to their advantage, and it's pretty effective. Like mainly Rasheed Rice, he was mainly one of the effective. When he was running the crosser routes. So I think you gotta definitely use that to your advantage again this week. In regards
This
to
got to be that Kelsey 100-yard game too, though, man. Like this.
We do. When the last time he scored a touchdown?
Oh my gosh, it's been a really long time.
It's been an extremely
I
long
think it was
time.
like week
Like for real.
12, I think it was.
Was it
Week
before?
12?
It's been
When
a
was
while,
what
bro.
game?
It's been a
Alright.
minute since he's
Month.
He's
scored a
due.
touchdown.
He is due.
Big
He's
Griff in the
overdue.
house. What up, Big Griff?
What
Yes,
is
sir.
it?
Arrowhead swag. Yes,
I got a
sir.
question
What?
though. We
So-
talked about Pacheco. So he had I think he had 24 carries last game against the Dolphins. Do you
Mhm.
see him getting at least 20 this game? Or do you
You
feel
have
like
to.
they're gonna kind of I mean, I agree, but do
Yeah.
you feel like Andy's gonna pull
I
up a little
don't.
bit?
I don't think he gets 20 carries. I think they throw the ball.
Listen, man, that kid's from the East Coast. It's gonna be another cold environment. You better get that man 20 plus touches, 20, 25 touches again, dog. But just run the ball a little bit more under center this time.
Oh, that's the real question.
Is Pacheco the
Yes, he
most
gonna be at the
important
game.
player on the offense?
He's
You
gonna
said
be
what,
one of
boy?
them. He's one of them for sure.
He is one of the 5 players that should touch the ball on offense, but no, he's not the most important player on offense.
Who's the most important player on offense besides Mahomes, of course?
Okay, Kelsey.
I mean, we just mentioned him, Travis Kelce. And by the way, the last time he scored a touchdown was back on November the 20th against the Eagles. That's the last time he scored.
Holy Jesus.
I think Pacheco more important to this offense than Kelsey right now, man.
I agree. I've been a
I
proponent
disagree
of
with
that.
that.
I've been a proponent of that all year.
I think Travis still dictates too much as far as passing the game is concerned, but
And then also, like we just mentioned, they linebackers. They ain't got no linebackers, so you definitely run the ball in this matchup. But they ain't got no linebackers.
The interior of the offensive line has to dominate in a similar fashion that they did before, and this also kind of extends to the tackles as well. Donovan Smith was moving guys out there. Jawan Taylor was also moving guys out there as well. The edges are certainly better, but I think the interior of the defensive line is honestly worse than Christian Wilkins and Ziegler, as far as I personally am concerned. It's not like Ed Oliver is chopped liver by any means, but there is opportunities because the second level is so weak that you can move some guys in the run game, and I think that you can have an effective day on the ground.
And speaking of Donovan Smith, that was pretty funny. Nate Taylor told what happened after the game. Like he was interviewing Donovan Smith, as a matter of fact, and then Andy Reid came out of nowhere. You know, they gave a little handshake. He was like, "I'm proud of you." You know, told him a great job and all that. And then Andy Reid then told Nate, "Make sure you put that in there." And Nate was like, "All right."
Another person that missed the last game is Donovan Smith.
That is true.
What was okay? So here's the dilemma: Are you going back to Wanye, or are you staying with Donovan Smith?
Stick with the veteran.
He looked healthy. He was good. Keep the continuity from last week. We're rolling from there. If it's an injury, then we can cross that bridge. But stick with the veteran.
He's played enough playoff games. You got to stick with it. He's got too much experience in these playoffs.
How concerned are you about Jawan Taylor, especially in an environment like Orchard Park where they're very, very loud and noisy and the crowd gets into it, and we know this guy can't help but false start?
Yeah, that's my biggest
putting it lightly.
Yeah, it's very valid.
The communication, getting the wide receivers lined up, understanding what the play is, Mahomes check, the protection checks, and then obviously the snap timing. Those kind of procedural things. I'm not concerned about this team performing on the road. I think this team has the mentality necessary to go in somebody's house and rip their heart out. I truly do believe that on both sides of the ball. It's just about, do they have the detail-oriented ability to do so in a hostile environment is a question mark. So, yeah, I think that's a very legitimate concern.
It's very valid. And that's another thing that's going to be key to this game. Like, when we do get the ball on offense, and if you're dealing with crowd noise and all that, we got to make sure it's as smooth an operation as possible. Like from Andy and Matt Nate getting the playing time, from the offensive line, not getting rattled by the crowd noise. Just everybody doing their job. Simple as that. But Jawan Taylor
man, we got Sean Hockley. We ain't worried about the refs this game.
Hey,
someone also mentioned that creating his snaps cannot continue to be as big of an issue as it has been. I'll chalk the one bad one he had up in the red zone to, obviously the field being frozen, but we need him to have more consistent snaps because some of these have been pretty bad from that aspect. So it's just weird. It shouldn't be, but it's happened a few times.
We know Jawan Taylor's getting at least one false start. The question is it going to be on the touchdown play or a big play? You know what's going to happen.
Right.
He is going to get one. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. He's going to get one.
To me, that's really the biggest question. Is it going to be a big play that he calls back, or is it just a whatever play? And is he only going to have one penalty? Because he can get multiple too.
And I'm sure the stats out there, but how many false starts does he have in the red zone? Because it feels like that's the only place he gets them.
It seems like it's kind of
he gets him outside the red zone too.
Yeah,
he gets him outside the red zone too. I've seen.
I just remember those. I just remember those more.
Yeah, I've seen far too many 2nd and 15s from our own 30, and I'm like, damn, this driver's shot.
Pretty much. So, but yeah, that's a very valid question, Kylie. So, we just gotta hope he doesn't make many mistakes in this one. So
he's gonna play a clean game, no penalties.
Put the vibes out.
Yeah,
eternal optimism.
This is what we paid him that money for.
Exactly.
I'll tell you what, though. Drew Tranquil needs to have a game. This is the one of those games we brought you up here for, because Kincaid and Knox are that's all he got. Like Diggs, people say Diggs, but what has Diggs really done against us?
Not much of anything, really.
I can't remember the last time Stephon Diggs got off against us. Now, Gabe Davis got off because Mike Hughes wears dangling earrings.
Falling all over the place. Yeah, that was awful.
That dude, Mike Hughes, look like a tumbleweed, dog.
I don't trust people that wear dangling earrings, bro.
That was crazy.
Either
But
wear
he-
studs or don't wear earrings at all if you're a guy.
Right.
But I don't remember Diggs
What
ever getting off
specific
on that.
guidelines? I'm sorry. Wait. So does that include like hoop earrings or like MJ? You don't trust MJ?
Yeah, Jordan, I love you, but the hoop ring.
Yeah.
I mean, just
Listen,
as long
he
as
won-
it ain't dangling. Like it
Yeah,
ain't. It can't be down here.
I was
Like,
about to say, he won 6 championships with that hoop in his earring.
oh,
Look damn good doing it. That's all I was gonna say.
okay, I'll let
I
y'all
feel
wear
like
hoops.
he
I'm
didn't-
saying dangling
I feel like he didn't
lightning
start the
bolts
hoop
or
until
something.
I feel like he didn't start the hoop till the second three-peat. I feel like that was a post retirement. I mean, a post first retirement thing. No, okay. Anyway,
Oh, yeah, you're
Diggs,
right.
yes.
I think you're probably right because after the first 3-peat, I mean during the first 3-peat, I don't think you really seen him with a hoop earring. But yeah, you're right. When he came back, he started wearing it more. So yeah.
Yeah, MBS wear dangling earrings.
He does. That is
Oh,
actually
yeah.
true.
Oh, yeah. Tony
Well,
Romo.
Oh God, we got Romo. We got Romo.
Yes.
Of course
CBS
we
game. Of
do,
course we got
dog.
Romo.
Yes.
Why do you think we the last game?
Why
We
would
the
you think
best
that
for
it wouldn't be
last.
Romo? It's
I don't
Josh Allen
know,
versus
man.
Mahomes.
I love it, man.
We are the best for last. Come on,
I love
man.
Romo too, man, but sometimes he just. Yeah, Lawrence Taylor was on coke though. That's different. That's way different.
Okay,
He was
we
a
have the
beast,
flow
though.
chart.
That
It's
coach.
okay if you're on coke.
Hey, listen, Josh Gordon had his best season when he was on Henny and weed. So
Man, and
No,
it never got back.
and we got Josh Gordon when he was on Honey Wings, and he was terrible.
that's a fact. But no, I'm not worried about
Diggs.
Romo, man.
Yeah, no, they shut down Diggs. L'Jarius Sneed made Diggs stop playing after the first quarter, the first matchup. So I think I believe in what the secondary can do versus perimeter guys. They've proven it too many times for me not to believe. I don't think Khalil Shakir is going to go out there and have an amazing game. I don't think Deontay Hardy is going to go out there and have an amazing game. I don't think that Deontay Hardy. That's his name, right? His first name.
Deontay Hardy.
I don't think that Gabe Davis or Stephon Diggs is going to go out there and have an amazing game. It's going to be about these tight ends. Can they cover them effectively enough with their linebackers? Obviously, Drew Tranquil being able to make that difference. Nick Bolton is going to be out there asked to play in coverage. Obviously, we'll see how much Willie Gay is as well. And can the safeties, can they do an effective job? We know Shamar Connor got his first NFL pick off of Josh Allen. Justin Reed is going to be in coverage. He's going to be asked to be. It is what it is. He's going to have to play better than he did in the first game. And certainly Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid are going to be out there hunting. And so, and Mike Edwards' playmaking is going to be important too, because there are going to be some Josh Allen takeaway opportunities that he gives to you.
And by the way, it's L'Jarius Sneed's birthday this weekend. So, I mean, he was close to getting a pick last game. I think he's kind of due. Josh Allen, I cannot see Josh Allen playing two clean games in a row. I cannot see it. Like,
he has not played 2 clean games this season in a row.
Yeah, it's been a very long time since he's done that. So
who gonna get one? Who your money on? You have to bet. I'm taking Mike Edwards already. I'm taking Mike Edwards on top.
Might get 2 in a row.
I got you, Golly. I got you. I beat you to it.
I will say
it's easy. That's okay.
that Justin Reed will have plenty of opportunities because I do think that he's going to be targeted on a consistent basis. So if he decides to step into one, he steps in front of one, then there you go.
Willie Gay as a sleeper.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He's gonna be busy covering either one of the tight ends. So yeah, you definitely
he
get
can
one.
certainly get one. He can get a tip.
I'm with John and Big Griff, man. I got McDuffie getting a pick this week, man.
All right.
His first one, right? Would be his first one of the season.
Boogie set up the perfect first interception for Trent McDuffie. Situation, timing, score, everything.
Well, of course, I'll say fourth quarter, about 6 minutes. We got the lead. Buffalo driving. Josh Allen trying to attack us deep. McDuffie get to secure. We run the clock out. Pacheco.
It don't have to be a pick six.
I mean, of course, I'll take a pick six. Okay, yeah. Let's say tie game. A minute left. Buffalo driving. McDuffie pick six for the game.
That would be huge. I just got chills. Boogie, speaking
he
it
wouldn't
into
have to pay.
existence.
That's good.
He wouldn't have to pay for barbecue for 3 years if he did that.
Oh no.
It's 3 years.
It's free.
Yeah, fine.
You get 3 years of barbecue because of that.
I would love a McDuffie pick
I
six.
jump my ass on the field for that.
Hey,
Bad ankle and everything.
Table, we get that, man.
Hey, listen,
Okay,
man.
yeah.
Like,
So
here's the
I'm
thing.
not
like,
making any more bets.
no.
D-Mac, come on, we don't do that,
What's
man.
the bet? What's the bet, D-Mac? Come on, man. We need at least one bet.
I'm not making any more bets.
Okay.
All right, hold on. Real
I was
quick.
I was 2 big cold catches away from having hypothermia in my damn self.
Man, that shirt was coming off. What about 3 interceptions for Josh Allen?
Under
a
over.
little too much,
Yeah,
but my
What,
thing is
2?
just like, you know what's crazy?
I can see 2.
Yo, Steezy, you crazy.
The-
If they
Hey,
if,
bro. That's funny as shit.
if
Stop, man. Stop.
if they if they get 3 interceptions, I'll go outside and do some cartwheels, man. I will not do the shirtless, but I will do some cartwheels.
Man, that's Kylie music.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I'll
Kylie's.
do
That's
some
Kylie's thing.
Kylie
nigga.
cartwheels.
You can't go out and look better than me doing cartwheels, and mine are not good. So listen, I'm gonna need you to like somersault.
No, I can't do it well. That's my sister does it well. I can't do it well. I'll give it my best shot.
All right, Boogie, you got to come up with something.
But
So
hold on.
if they get over what 2 interceptions?
Hold on, what?
I
this
said 3
country's
interceptions.
week, man. Me and D-Mac had the record cold. It's on D-Mac and Chuck this week. I mean on Country and Chuck this week.
As far as
I
me
missed
going,
something. I don't even know what bet you're talking about.
Oh, so the bet was if the Chiefs score over 36, D-Mac had to take his shirt off in the coat.
Oh,
And Boogie
well,
was going to take his shirt off anyway, which we never seen.
See,
Right.
but I was with D-Mac. I was with D-Mac, man.
No, you-
That's it.
But you want to know what's crazy about you guys just mentioned oh golly, Kevin, good lord.
That'd be crazy. I got
I'm shaking
ugly
his
ass
head.
head, yo. That's not gonna work.
All right,
For the
all right,
divisional round? Come on,
Super
Kev.
Bowl, yeah, come on.
All right,
man.
let's
Yeah, really.
All right, let's focus for a second. All right, so Trent McDuffie seemed like his path in these playoffs is kind of setting up perfectly because last week you saw that he had a great game against Tyreek Hill. Even though he gave up that touchdown at the end, he got the last laugh and laid his ass out. And if we don't trade Tyreek Hill, we don't have Trent McDuffie on this team. Now this game with Buffalo, we traded in front of Buffalo to draft Trent McDuffie. So it would be something if he had another impact play in this game.
Parallel
And they
universe.
got Kyrie Elam, who did have an interception last week, but I didn't think they played particularly well outside of that. So he's going to be another key guy as far as the wide receivers are going to be concerned. I mean, there are going to be times in which they do test Kyrie Elam's, knack for trying to jump things when he really shouldn't. So a few of those double moves that we saw Miko kind of win on, hopefully they can get some of those as far as deep shots this week as well on Kyrie Elam. But yeah, that's a very good point. This is a very big, I mean, obviously this all starts with the Bills trading, away the Mahomes pick first and foremost, but certainly McDuffie, us jumping Buffalo to go get him is another big storyline as far as the history between these two teams.
I'm so excited. I can't wait. I just got really excited.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is easily
I mean,
the
I've
best
been
game
excited,
of the
but,
weekend
like,
in my opinion. So
For sure.
absolutely, I'm hyped for this.
I got a question for the room.
Uh-oh.
Who will have more yards Sunday? Pacheco, Rashee Rice, or Travis Kelce?
Between rushing and receiving.
Man, I want to go with Kelsey for real.
I think we get a vintage Kelce game because I went back and watched that Bills game and he was a lot more spry than I remember. And I think that the cold last week kind of slowed everything down. I still thought that he moved pretty well. Given these linebackers, given the fact that it's actually going to be in normal degrees of temperature, I think that he's going to have a big game. I think that Kelsey's going to come out and ball out, especially now that they're going to kind of be looking around and be like, okay, that Rice kid at 130, we got to try and figure out how to slow down Pacheco. And you give me 2 of those Miko shots early in the game, and they're going to be like, all right, damn. Well, we got to get back to the 2 eye shells. We got to commit enough bodies to the run, and we got to figure out how to stop Rice. I mean, I think Kelsey, maybe it's a little bit of a slow start, but after that halftime adjustment, I think that he comes out on fire.
Yeah, I'm gonna go say Kelsey. I mean, I think it is Kelsey's time, and like with the Bills, I mean, they've been a little vulnerable against the tight ends, especially in these last, let's say, 6 games. They've been kind of vulnerable. I mean, Pat Freiermuth, he had a decent game last game for the Steelers for what it was worth. I know it'll be a little more attention on Kelsey again, but I feel like just against these linebackers, he should have an advantage. Now, you're gonna see some Poyer, maybe see some Micah Hyde, help on the back end. But at the end of the day, I think Travis should have he's due for a 100-yard game. Like the last matchup, even though we lost to him, he got 83 yards. So I feel like just in a do or die, we're gonna go home situation on the road. That's when the superstars got to rise to the occasion. So I think Travis is going to rise to the occasion and do much better than what he did last week. Because, dog, did y'all see his hands on New Heights?
Yeah.
My God, like he got stabbed multiple times on his fingers, man. Crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't watch no Heights, man. I did watch Jason Kelsey talk a little bit. That was sad.
That was sad.
We'll get. I mean, I feel bad for Jason Kelsey, but
You say you don't feel bad?
I said I feel bad. That's the only person I feel bad for.
I was like, dang.
Just the way he went out. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, they coach. No, Brandon Graham. No, all them dudes are suckers.
Well, but then also, like, he didn't even get to announce his retirement. I know he hasn't officially announced it, but, like, all that goes on. He's clearly emotional. And then Adam Schefter is, like, first guy. He's like, oh, yeah, did you hear in the locker room? Like, I don't know. Obviously, you could tell at New Heights he was a little frustrated that it had already been put out there. So, yeah, I mean, I feel bad for him in that sense. But he's had an amazing career, an incredible career. Loved by many.
Whoever leaked that is a terrible person for that. But I never really understood the whole leaking of the retirement stuff, because I mean, it's like, is it that important to get out that news first? I don't think anybody's just like, oh my God, you were the first person to report this. You're amazing for that. I don't know.
It ain't about morals, bro. It's about being first. Hey, shout out to Senior Smelly for checking in on Twitch. I ain't seen a Twitch comment in a long time, so shout out to follow us on Twitch.
That joke was kind of weird, but yeah, man, like Adam Schefter, he's kind of put himself in hot water past few times.
No,
he should know. Adam should know better.
You know he don't got no morals when it comes to that.
Yes, yeah. Then, like you said, country, it's all about being first. It's all about being first and not being right. So
yeah, it ain't even about being right no more.
Exactly.
I said it first. I seen somebody from TMZ said Travis and Taylor are having problems in their relationship. I'm like, man, shut up. It's playoff week.
But
how would you even know that?
I saw Page 6 tweet out talking about Travis and Taylor planning on getting engaged in the summer. I'm like, how do you know that? Like, how do you plan?
A source close to Taylor.
Yeah, how do you plan that? Like,
a source close to the family.
It was Donna Kelsey.
He don't have an ounce of shade.
Yeah.
I
forgot that existed, but yeah, he did do that.
It was Ed Kelsey, because Ed Kelsey he don't like fame at all. He don't care about it.
Just chilling, man. He's like, look, y'all can have that. I'm chilling. I'm in the cuts. So,
all right, I got a question. Not related to Chiefs. Who is gonna win, Houston or Baltimore?
Wild card. Divisional round predictions. All right, let's get to it.
Let's get into it.
All right, so yeah, like I think Baltimore finds a way, but it would not surprise me if Houston plays some tough all 4 quarters. I was saying, like, CJ Stroud, he's also a game changer as far as like the quarterback position. And that Texans team is a lot different than what you saw in the beginning of the season. That's a much better coach team. And I know they're going to miss Marlon Humphrey for the game, so that's pretty huge. And I feel like that's a great spot for Nico Collins to continue his dominance, given that CJ has time to throw the ball. With Baltimore, the pressure is on them a little bit in this sense. You know what I'm saying? They got all these expectations come out the AFC. So,
bro, they've been off for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks, right? Ain't it like almost 3 weeks?
Yeah, some of the starters played against the Steelers in Week 18, but
Yeah.
Why would they do that? They seen what happened last. Remember last time they did that?
Yeah, but it's a different team.
But why is nobody talking about the Niners in this sense? The Niners, they also rested in Week 18.
Yeah,
The Niners too. Would you be surprised if the Packers beat the Niners?
Yes,
Packers are rolling too.
I actually would be surprised.
I would be
Yeah,
very
the way they would.
the Cowboys and the Niners are two very different teams from that. But I'll get back to
That's
that.
well, that's true. That's true.
The Ravens with Marlon Humphrey, I thought had a chance to make me feel not great about saying that. I do think the Houston keeps it within 10 points, so I would be taking Houston the points. Them winning outright, I think, is a little bit of a stretch. I think the Ravens offense is just rolling a little bit too much, and especially versus the weaknesses of that Texans defense. But look, even though that the Ravens have the ability to change that picture, not having Marlon Humphrey to kind of wield in that way is going to make CJ Stroud's life a little bit easier. And I think that he's going to be able to put up points against this Ravens defense. But this is a little bit of a nice litmus test to see how well he can, kind of graduate, especially all the way back in week 1, facing off against this team and losing, how far he's come from that aspect. I think the CJ Stroud can walk in there and make it a tough game. And I think the Ravens ultimately get the win, though.
I'm also interested to see how much they use Dalvin Cook, too, because this will be his first time playing for Baltimore. So I'm kind of interested to see what his role is.
That boy is ass.
Well, and they have Andrews back. Yes. Mark Andrews is back from IR.
Is he playing though?
Yeah.
He's questionable, but it does seem like he's going to play. It does seem like he's coming back.
They designated him last week, so not even this week. It was like before Wild Card Weekend. So he's
questionable. Back. I'd say he's probably going to end up winning. They're playing.
Kevin's funny.
I think Mark Andrews being back, does that hurt Lamar? Because is he going to start leaning back on Mark Andrews like he normally does?
That's my thing. Like, I feel like Mark Andrews can just be like on a complimentary role because after he got hurt, I feel like Baltimore's offense got a little better with Isaiah Likely. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah Likely brings another dimension as far as like his ability to run down the field and his ability after the catch. So
I definitely did say that, Paul. I lied like shit on that one.
AJ Brown went to the fight though, didn't he?
He sure did. That nigga was in Cancun easily. he was in Cancun early, bro.
We was mad at Chris Jones for sitting in the stands, but at least he wasn't in a whole nother goddamn country, not even watching the game like AJ Brown is like.
During playoffs,
bro.
Nick Sirianni called him up and said, "Hey man, we short staffed tonight." AJ Brown said, "Nah, man, that's too bad." Sounds like
it's above my pay grade, homie.
That's too.
He definitely is not going to be an Eagle next year.
We'll see,
bro.
We'll see.
Bro. I know fans wanted to get rid of Clyde for going to the fashion show instead of the Super Bowl parade. You think
Philly wanted him back, I'm sure. But it'll be interesting to monitor what happens in this situation. I still don't know why the hell they're keeping Nick Sirianni if that ends up happening. So, but
why are they keeping Mike McCarthy?
I don't get that either.
You talking about Dallas? Man, look.
I already said I eliminated the Dallas Cowboys from contention next year simply for that fact.
Man, let me tell
you and Michael Irvin.
Let me tell you how the Cowboys operate, man. Look, this all went downhill the moment Jerry Jones got rid of Jimmy Johnson. It hasn't gotten better since, dog. It don't matter what coach you bring in, dog. As long as Jerry Jones continues to be an octopus in that organization, the Cowboys not winning anything. They not. Like McCarthy, he's look. This is like having. I'm sorry to say this. This is like having LeBron James on your team. As a head coach, you handicapped. Like you trying to play man defense. You gotta play zone because he can't guard nobody one-on-one. So you gotta play zone, and you don't want to do that. When you're the head coach of the Cowboys, you can't coach like how you want to coach.
Speed past and act like
that one, yeah, big man. I don't know about that one.
We're gonna skip past it.
It definitely
me off. My fault. Shit,
hey, dog.
I'm just saying everybody keeps blaming Darvin Ham. They keep blaming somebody else.
No, Chuck. We're not talking like
no. Yeah.
We're not talking like
it's always somebody else's fault. It's
Not
always
doing it.
somebody else's
Not-
fault. It's
no,
always
no,
Dak's
no,
fault.
you're
It's
not
always the
doing it.
Cardinals' fault.
Oh,
It's never the owner's fault. They never
Oh, my
put Jerry Jones' feet to the fire when it comes to the Cowboys. Never.
Yeah, that is true. Until he hands the keys over as far as power within that franchise, they're going to continue.
Anyway,
Exactly.
shout,
My point.
shout out to Boogie. Shout out to Boogie for guessing Bill Belichick to the Falcons. It looked like that about to happen, but you called that one.
Arthur Blank's going to get his white whale finally, so we'll see how that works.
It's white
I
well.
think it's smart.
I think it makes sense. I would have preferred if they kind of went into the route where they kept the defensive coordinator and hired an offensive guy to really support whoever the quarterback they need to bring in. I thought that would be a smarter pathway. But look, I think Bill Belichick will be able to put them in a solid position. I'm a little bit confused on what the offensive structure is going to be around whatever quarterback they bring in. So that's a question mark for me. But I mean, hey, good for you.
What is that with the? What is up with the? We're going to keep a lame duck coach. We're just going to hire 2 new coordinators for him. Like, what is that strategy? And why do people think that's going to work?
I mean, the coordinators did take a hit in Philly. It's not like what it was last year. I mean, there's that.
The coordinators last year were significantly restrained by what Sirianni wanted to do on the offensive side of the ball, though. You saw that with Steichen, the offense that he ran for the Colts this year compared to what he ran for the Eagles last year is different. He's run far more motion in Indianapolis. He's gotten more creative because I think he's had those restraints taken off him by what Sirianni wants to do. So I don't think anything's going to change from that aspect. If they have Nick running the show, I think they're going to continue to struggle from that part of it. We'll see how the defense does.
I was talking about Chicago.
Oh yeah, no.
Chicago. Look, but
hey, I saw the Cliff Kingsbury interview today, and I just was like, "Oh no, Ryan Poles, why would you ever?"
Wait, they interviewed him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh hell no.
If they hire him to be that offensive coordinator and they put Caleb Williams, that might be the only way that you can.
I'm demanding a trade.
That's not what he needs to be in.
I'm demanding a trade. That's the last
system that he needs to be in.
I'm demanding a trade from Justin Fields if they hire Cliff Kingsbury. I'm demanding a trade immediately.
If they hire Cliff Kingsbury, then Justin Fields ain't staying regardless. Because
How you feel about Vrabel and Harbaugh interviewing with the Chargers?
It'd be very annoying to see Vrabel in the division and Harbaugh too, for that aspect, because I think those are 2 very good head coaches. But
they're gonna hire Kellen Moore.
Vrabel would be a special type of annoying for me personally.
I think them is the 2 best available candidates for real. Belichick.
I would agree.
Which is
Belichick off the board. I agree with that certainly, and I would say
why they gonna hire.
Harbaugh's a little bit better than Vrabel in my personal opinion. Well, he's better than Vrabel in my opinion. We've seen.
Yeah, I think he is too.
I think he's better a little bit at the CEO aspect and on both sides of the ball. So, I mean, Harbaugh. I mean, that's going to be a very good head coaching hire for somebody. I'm going to be interested to see where he ends up landing.
He called him Justin Rivers.
Did the Raiders hire Antonio Pierce officially yet? Okay, so then Max Crosby's trade request.
Raiders
they still been interviewing and he has too.
Bro, when you're a star.
What'd you say, buddy?
He interviewed with the Titans for sure. Pierce.
Yeah,
I did hear that.
Was it somebody else?
I don't know.
Nobody.
What is it? No. When your star players say keep this guy or I want to be out of here, I think that kind of makes your decision for you, right? If Max Crosby say, "Hey, I want this guy or I want out," okay, Max and Devontae Adams, your 2 biggest, highest paid guys and your 2 stars of your franchise. How do you ignore them?
Well, you know me.
Devontae been wanting out for a while.
Devontae knew he messed up.
The second he saw Derek Carr throw 2 passes in practice, he was like, "Damn, he ain't really throwing it like I remember." Oh man, I don't know what I signed up for.
All right, so
checks hitting though, so that's a good thing.
Let's move Packers
and
Niners.
I got the Niners, man. Look, I love what Jordan Love's doing. I love what the Packers are building there. Like they got a bright future ahead. Like I like the young wide receiver core. I love their 2 tight ends. Aaron Jones, he a dog. But I think it's gonna be a mismatch because at the end of the day, I feel like their defense is gonna have a problem against Shanahan's run scheme, man. I feel like this is a big Christian McCaffrey day, and I feel like at the end of the day, Green Bay's gonna win by double digits because you're gonna get a situation
Hold
where
on, Green Bay.
Wait a minute, what?
He
You
meant
got
Niners.
Green Bay
No,
by double digits?
No, he meant Niners.
Everybody lean forward. Like,
did I say Green Bay?
You said
Yeah,
Green Bay. You want to keep that
Okay, I
answer?
meant San Fran. My bad.
Oh,
Okay.
That's
I meant San
okay.
Fran. Okay. All right, my fault. All right, San Fran by double digits. My bad. Misspoke there. All right, so
Yeah, and
I feel like
go
I
ahead.
feel like Green Bay's gonna be in a situation where they're gonna be playing from behind, and as good as they defense, and San Fran's defense is just too good. Like they got the linebackers to slow down the run, so you're gonna be in a situation where Jordan Love's gonna throw a lot, and I think you can make him make a mistake at the end of the day, and essentially, San Fran is gonna take advantage of that. So I got San Fran by double digits.
Take Christian McCaffrey for 2 touchdowns.
To
And
the moon.
it will absolutely cash. He
It's to the moon.
Kyle
That
Shanahan is going to-
voice.
Kyle
Hey man,
Shanahan
leave me
is
alone,
going-
man.
That
I
was like
said
an
Kyle
Shanahan
Shanahan
announcer
is gonna
voice.
rip Joe Barry a new one. I would be surprised if the 49ers don't end up with 40 plus points in this game. Jordan Love has enough firepower, and I think it's gonna be very interesting to see the diversity of their weapons versus the Niners, who have been playing a little bit more aggressive as far as their man concepts are concerned. But I think that the Niners defense will be able to take away run game, make things harder for Jordan Love to still excel. I think he'll put up a fair amount of points. He'll get in the 20s, but ultimately speaking, I think that 49ers, like Chuck said, that 49ers offense is just such a wild mismatch for what the Packers defense can present to you. It's not going to be pretty on that side.
Yeah, I agree. I got the Niners. I just feel like there's too many skill position guys on that team, and Shanahan just knows what to do once he gets to playoffs, especially with Purdy. If he can dial up some good stuff for Purdy and he plays consistently, which he can. Yeah, I got the Niners. I just think it's a mismatch, like you said. You kind of said it, D-Mac. Boogie.
Yeah, I got Niners too. Coming off with rest, that team, I think they already more talented. I just think they go win.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I didn't get to say I'm pushing the narrative. I got Houston this week.
I love it. I think that's great.
But,
Yeah, look, if CJ Stroud goes in and beats Lamar Jackson, I mean, there are so many narratives that will be pushed on both sides of that coin. Good Lord, that's going to go crazy.
It's gonna be hell on earth on Saturday if Baltimore loses again.
It's going to have to be a
It's gonna be hell
shootout.
on earth,
CJ
dog.
Stroud is going to have to earn that win because I do truly think that the Ravens can get after the Texas defense even as well as they've been playing on that side of the ball. But CJ Stroud about bad, MFer, so he might be able to go out there and win that shootout if Lamar makes
Chuck.
1 or 2 mistakes. So.
exactly.
Hey man, Chuck, if they do lose, you better put on the whole armor of God, bro, because they're gonna be in your mentions all weekend, bro.
Man.
I mean, look, as a Lamar supporter, it's pretty simple. You got to win this
Don't pick
game
up that flag,
undoubtedly.
D-Mac. Don't
No,
pick up that flag.
I've always said that Lamar is an excellent quarterback. I think that he's
What
got
flag you
much
talking
flack
about?
over the years.
That Lamar flag, bro. Leave that
Man,
flag
come
where
on,
it's at.
let him cook. Let him be his own person.
Lamar has always been a great quarterback to me, and I think he's been extremely underrated from the second that he stepped foot on campus at Louisville, to be honest with you. But this is inexcusable as far as Lamar is concerned. You got to win this game. You're going up against a rookie quarterback at home as the number 1 seed. You got to win this game with your defense. That just has to happen. I think that Lamar has to get to the Super Bowl this year to justify expectations for what this team is at. So that pressure is on him. There's no more. You're a rookie quarterback. Your first year and the second year, the offense is still limited. Obviously, you were hurt the last 2 years. This is about you got to go and get the job done in the playoffs now.
Hey, not
I
about your
kinda-
record, not about your old coordinator, not about none of that.
Yeah, I was about to get into that. It's simple as this. Like, there's really no excuse this time. Like, look, you got the offensive coordinator, you got better weapons than you ever had, and you got a strong defense. So yes, you're not gonna have Marlon Humphrey, but you got everybody else. You still got Roquan, you still got Metal Big A's at the hell of the year, you still got Kyle Hamilton. Look, you gotta get it done.
I'm kind of afraid if Houston wins, like, what's Chuck's reaction going to be?
Oh man,
I gotta
mean,
take it.
Nick Sirianni tears.
I just gotta take it. Why the hell would I be crying?
Pause.
Like, I just gotta take it.
Tampa versus Detroit. Who y'all got?
I got Detroit.
Detroit.
I
Yeah.
got Detroit. Like
That could
I
go
mean,
either way, though.
Yeah,
I
like-
think you could be. It
I
could
have
be a little bit
Detroit.
of a track meet. Detroit's secondary can be leaky at times, but I think that they've come together pretty effectively. I think that the X factor is Aiden Hutchinson moving him around, getting him off of the matchup against Tristan Wirfs, who's been great at left tackle, to create that pressure against Baker and force him to be uncomfortable. Baker did a very good job of distributing the ball all over the place on that Eagles secondary. That was awful. This is going to be a step up in talent from that aspect. I think the Lions can get after that Buccaneers defense. It's still young, still trying to, bridge the gap between its old pieces and young pieces. That I think that the ways in which Jared Goff wants to run his offense in that linebacker core that isn't as good as it once was for the Buccaneers, I think they can take advantage to the middle of the field and run the ball effectively. So, I got Detroit in a little bit of a track meet, but if they don't get enough pressure on Baker, then Baker can make that an interesting game.
Yeah, when Detroit hits them with the outside zone, inside zone runs with the combination of Gibbs and Montgomery, that's going to set up for them very well in the play action game because I think Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to cook in this matchup. They don't have anybody for him, so I got Detroit.
Hey, Baker Mayfield, man, if he had like a little bit of touch on his passes, he would be very, very dangerous. He just throw fastballs, bro. Ain't no.
Well, according to Dan Orlovsky, he's better than C.J. Stroud.
What? Is that what
So
happened?
anyway, Kylie, what you say, Kylie?
That's crazy.
I said, come
That shit
again?
took me out there. That shit took me out there earlier today. I saw that list. I was like,
Dan be
Really?
trolling, man.
Who you got, Kylie?
I got the Lions. I mean, I just feel like they're the better team. I do think, who thought that Tampa was going to be in this position at the beginning of the season? Like, I don't think you could have predicted that they'd win 5 games, and then here they are playing in the divisional round. So kudos to Baker for kind of starting to figure it out. He's been through 6 head coaches or something over the last 2 or 3 years. So finally getting him some consistency is great. But I just feel like I just feel like they're outmatched. I really like what the Lions have done over there. I've been a big fan of Dan Campbell for a really long time. That is until they meet us, if they meet us in the Super Bowl. But also, I mean, you got Marshall Mathers in the stands, clapping his hands. It's a good story. You got him. He's playing his.
You call him Marshall Mathers.
yeah, I didn't want to say it, but
I only call him Marshall. I don't know why. I love his name's Eminem.
But Kylie, here's the question:
I don't know if I've heard somebody refer to him.
Would you-
Marshall Mathers.
First and last name.
That's
First and
funny.
last name.
Kylie, would you give Baker Mayfield a contract though?
Maybe 2 years, like a little Geno deal.
Bingo. Yep.
Yeah. Nailed
I
it.
mean,
and
you're
as
trying
long
to figure it out because they're not gonna be able to draft one. Not with
Right.
their draft position.
Yep, and
Yeah,
as
they need
long
a
as they
bridge
keep
quarterback,
that,
and he's a solid bridge quarterback.
and as long as they keep that quarterback coach, because look, that quarterback coach, man, everywhere he's gone, he's basically helped quarterbacks set their career highs. Stat wise,
Canales, yeah.
Yeah,
Dave
Canales
Canales.
is good.
He's getting some head coaching interviews now.
Yeah,
But yeah, he's done a very good job for the offensive coordinator for Buccaneers, specifically because with the Browns and everything, they tried to force Baker into a little bit more of the play action run game, type of aspect. But he's not that type of guy. He's more of a drop back type of guy, and they've done that effectively.
Steezy is wild, dog. that skit came up right away, dog. Chappelle show when he did the 8 Mile skit. Said jokes and jokes and jokes and jokes and jokes. Spaghetti, 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 spaghetti. 8 Mile.
Hey, that 8 Mile called J.G. Whitworth. That is really funny. That is funny, bro. Whoever did that is a genius. Whoever did that, you nailed that one, bro, for real. I would give Baker Mayfield 2 to 3 years, probably 2 years, and then a team option or something like that. But I ain't gonna break the bank for him.
So all right, so let's get to our predictions before we get up out of here, like score predictions, X factors, all that good stuff. So
I will
Kyle,
point out. I will.
Sorry,
point out-
me?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was gonna
Oh.
say it seems like everybody here has picked the home team in all of these except for Boogie. So obviously it feels like we're all gonna pick the road team in this last matchup. Go ahead, Kylie.
And you know I got the Bucks too. Yeah, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, word.
You got the Bucks?
I got
You
You
got the Bucks?
over the
How you
Lions?
did you just decide that?
No, I got the Bucks. I got.
Okay.
I think the Lions had their Super Bowl last week, man. This gonna be Tampa Bay with the upset. Baker Mayfield getting that contract y'all talking about in the comments.
Man, San Francisco gonna walk to the Super Bowls. That is,
The Bucks in the NFC Championship. That would be wild. That would be wild after how the season started.
Boy, howdy, that'd be
Chiefs, Bills. So I really feel confident that our Chiefs defense can really go in and take care of business. Like I was saying earlier, they're playing fast, they're playing physical, and they're all kind of playing with the chip on their shoulder. I mean, Snead being snubbed on All-Pro, being snubbed with Pro Bowl. So I feel like he said, you know what, if people don't see it, I got to continue to go out there and prove it. And McDuffie was really down on himself for even having that one misplay last week. We've seen Karlaftis take a huge step forward. And Omenahue, you know, he's already talking all this stuff about how he's here for not to win divisional games, but to win the Super Bowl. So I just feel like this defense is ready to go. I do think it's actually going to be a little bit more of a high scoring game. I don't know who I am saying this right now because I've been saying low scoring games all season, but I'm going to go like 28 to 21, 30 to 21, somewhere in there. Chiefs are winning.
I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it.
Boogie or
Me?
whoever.
On me? Okay.
Uh-oh. Devil's advocate in the
I know, man. This tough, man. It is tough. My heart, of course, with the Chiefs. I think Patrick Mahomes being the underdog, though. I think with, like I said, some of this bulletin board material that's out there now is getting crazy. Like I said, defense. We're gonna definitely need the defense to get us some turnovers this week. I know we always play good, but we need turnovers. I think they will. I'm hoping that I hope we can run with Pacheco. I feel like Chuck. I hope this is a Pacheco game where we get a big dosage of him, another 20-plus carry game in the cold. I'm going to take the Chiefs 24. I'm going to take the Chiefs 24-21.
I did give my prediction yesterday on Tell the Truth. I think that the coaching mismatch here, I think Joe Brady's a solid offensive mind, but I don't think he's some incredibly innovative type of guy. I think that you're going to see a lot of the similar things that you saw from them last time, trying to take advantage of the tight ends, trying to take advantage of the running backs. We didn't have Brian Cook, so that's not necessarily anything different. We didn't have Drew Tranquil. That certainly will be different, specifically for the spine of this defense. Jamari Connor's had more experience now. I think the defensive line performed very well in that matchup last time. I think that Steve Spagnuolo will be giving you a full playoff dosage of his great game planning for what Josh Allen is going to bring to the table. So they scored 20 last time. I think they only get 17 from an offensive perspective. I think we're playing at a much higher level. I think this team is able to take care of the ball better. I think they've properly distilled the offense down to where it needs to be. I think Mahomes is more locked in than he certainly was at that point in the regular season. So all things considered, and you're adding in Isaiah Pacheco and the run game being the X factor, I think this team can add 10 more points to the ledger. So I got us winning 27-17.
I'll take it.
Well, country, I know you don't do scores. I mean, you got us winning the game. So, all right. So, I mean, so give us like a few of your factors for this one.
Drew Tranquil, Charles, every free agent we signed this offseason. So Drew,
Good place to start. Yeah.
Mike Edwards, and
Charles
Omenihu.
Yeah, those are three key spine of the defense type of guys. So
if those guys, this is what we signed you for. This is what we brought you here for. And AFC Championship. You know me. You know my motto: prove me wrong until we stop. Prove me wrong. That's where we going. And it might be at home because I don't trust Lamar. But I think it's going to be close, but I think the information we got from the last game is going to push us over. Buffalo's going to crumble at the end in the fourth quarter, and Kansas City's going to pull away with a victory.
Real quick check before you go. My two X factors. Justin Reed, I do think he's going to get targeted on a consistent basis, and his physicality is going to be important within the box. Like I said, they're going to go after him with these tight ends. Can he be effective in coverage? He hasn't necessarily been this year, but can he be effective enough is going to be the question mark. And certainly if he's able to turn over Josh Allen once, that would be a massive thing for him to be able to do. On offense, I think it's Mecole Hardman. Based on how many times that they threw at him in the Chargers game, based on all the snaps that he played, based on how many times they threw it deep to him in the Miami Dolphins game, I think that they trust him to throw it. I think Mahomes trusts him to throw the ball. I think Mahomes will make it an extreme point of emphasis that you need to finish these routes down the field and catch the damn ball when I throw it to you. I think that they will continue to give him those opportunities, and I think he makes two explosive plays for us that kind of, shift the momentum from that aspect. So Justin Reed and Mecole Hardman are my two X factors for this team.
I do like those. Mecole Hardman, yeah, definitely. I'm with you on that. He'll be the X factor. Like, he got to redeem himself this week. He got to. Like, there's no excuses, bro. Like, you've been in this organization long enough. You know what you got.
He's had good games versus Buffalo in the past. They're going to play their zones. They're going to challenge you with a little bit of man at times. I think you're going to get after these corners, certainly. So, he knows what needs to happen.
Watch it be MVS, though.
Sure. If they need another wide receiver, it can't just be Rashee Rice. So if it's MVS, if it's Justin Watson, that's cool. I think that most likely it would be Mecole Hardman based on the trends that we've seen.
I want it to be Mecole. Yeah. Go ahead, Chuck. I'm sorry.
Look, I don't care who it is, man. If anybody steps up besides Rashee Rice and Travis Kelce, I mean, that's a plus in the passing game. But
I will also say that I hope it's Mecole Hardman because he deserves a redemption after how kind of last season ended, him being hurt, how much he fought and kind of tooth and nail being in the hospital, coming back from that, being able to play was pretty impressive. So I certainly hope that he comes back and plays very well because he got hurt in the Cincinnati game and he put his body on the line for us and was still able to do that in the AFC Championship game. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chuck.
But I'm going to be a little different, you know what I'm saying? Since you already said Mecole, you know what I'm saying? I agree with you on that. I mentioned Kadarius Toney earlier. Like, look, if he's actually going to be part of the game plan this week, he's got to come through. I'm not saying you target the hell out of him, but in certain situations where Rashee Rice and Kelce aren't there and Mecole is running the wrong route or whatever, like Toney, when he gets the ball in his hands, he got to make a play because we don't seem like when he has the ball in his hands, he can make something happen with it. It's just the mental aspect of it. So I'm banking on him that he got his mind right. That he got his mind right during the times that he was away from the team and, rehabbing and whatnot. So, I mean, that's an X factor for me on offense. Defensively, it's definitely the linebacker room for sure because they're going to be so important as far as, like, being able to contain them tight ends, preventing big plays, and also, like, playing the run lanes when you're trying to defend James Cook because I feel like Buffalo is going to do some inside zone. They're going to run some power concepts, especially when Latavius Murray's in the game or Johnson, maybe switch it up. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important for the linebackers to, stay within their lanes, stay within their gaps, know when to backpedal in certain situations, know when to come up and make a tackle. So that's my X factor on defense, just the linebacker room in general. As far as like a score prediction, man, we're going to win the game, of course. At the end of the day, I feel like it's going to be a 7-point game. So I got us winning 27-20. I'll go with that.
I ain't mad at it.
Tony,
I think Josh Allen throws a crushing. I think like Josh Allen throws a late game crushing interception, like Boogie mentioned. So.
Do y'all understand how amazing?
I'm out.
It's going to be to.
All right,
bye, guys. Go Chiefs. Bye.
All right.
Do you guys understand how amazing it's going to be to watch the pure sadness on all of those Bills fans' faces?
At home?
At home, bro.
At home.
D-Mac Pauls is double dipping because you also go get your season prediction, right?
Yeah. Well, I did also specifically say that I thought it was going to be.
You did hit the ball prediction. Okay, my bad.
But yes.
Well, he will when they win, right?
Yeah, we'll hit on
Yeah,
that. when
both
we
teams
go.
got to win. Baltimore,
We'll get both of
KC.
those done.
So yeah, but yeah, like I mean, there is a possibility that we could host a 6th straight AFC Championship game at the crib, but I mean, I don't see it, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. Is this my boy Patrick is Levine, dog? He's definitely Levine, cause that boy was bumping Conway the Machine 2 days ago. He in that mode, and Buffalo fans gonna know about it this Sunday.
You said Le'Veon?
Levine, I said Levine, fool. I can't stand you, dog.
Nah, he bumping Conrad. That's a different type of Black Air Force activities. Let's say.
I'm with you.
It's a different black
Whoever win this game, I do think it's gonna go to the Super Bowl.
Oh,
Hey,
that's
I'm
a
with you.
prediction.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm with it.
And I'll go a step further on that, bro. Whoever win this game is going to the Super Bowl and they're gonna win it.
Yep. And by the way, Bobby Shrew been taking notes. I mean, y'all know y'all saw that.
Yeah, he been
graphic.
taking a lot
You
of
already
notes.
know. You already
He
know.
got all of them. He got all of those ready.
And he posted on Twitter and Instagram too. He taking notes.
I don't think it's any bones about it. Mahomes, I think, wants this as badly as anybody. Truthfully, I think that he wants to prove a lot of people wrong with this one, and understandably so, because he felt like he proved a lot of people wrong last year, and it doesn't seem like it was enough to some people. So, yeah, but I think he wants to rip some hearts out. Certainly on the road. I think he enjoys that aspect of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that graphic with Shady and Acho both saying Josh Allen better.
Nasty.
Did that quarterback this matchup? Yeah.
You know why Shady did that? Because he's
I
Shady.
mean, I know why he did it, but I'm
Yeah,
just that's a motivating factor right there. I mean, it's already enough motivation as it is for this game. So,
Yeah, that's crazy.
all right, well,
All right, man. Who Josh Allen gonna throw the football at this time?
Oh my god.
I had to go find it.
Hey, bro, that tweet's funny as hell. For real. Nah, but who Josh Allen gonna get mad and throw the ball at this time?
Okay, we got to
Chris
figure out
Jones.
who's petty enough. No, it's not gonna be Chris Jones. Who's petty? Because Chris Jones
He
gonna
ain't
sack
crazy.
and run away. Who's gonna talk so much crap? It's gonna be Willie Gay. He's gonna throw it at Willie Gay. Willie Gay's gonna sack him, and then Willie Gay's gonna stand up on him, and then he's gonna throw the ball at Willie Gay. Because Willie Gay gonna be talking.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Somebody
If
open
George
it.
Kaloptis get a sack, he don't know how to celebrate. He's just gonna be yelling for no reason. So yeah, I don't know what George be doing, but
I love George. He's just furious.
we'll work on
He's
that.
the Hulk.
We'll work on the celebrations next over the off.
He thrives off anger and fury.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got Willie Gay.
So let's go ahead and get to the sponsor real quick, and then we'll have a few more quick thoughts before we get up out of here too. All right, so today only $20 off shop wide of homage. Order something, you get $20 off. You got your standard go-to collection still. You got your table bowl collection, your throwback old school Nintendo joints. Slam Dunk collection with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the NBA for the kids. You got your old school NFL crest sweatshirts. You got the NBA Grateful Dead collection still. And that is that. So go and copy some gear and pay homage. All right, so real quick, man. Did you no Country had mentioned, I mean, did the rest of y'all see Kyle Long's interview?
Yes.
I think I shared it. Didn't I share it in the group chat?
Yep, you sure did, man. He gave us some nuggets on that one. Like, he was a strong component of Andy Heck. He mentioned how he's the main guy that does the run install, for the running game. And then, like, he mentioned, like, Andy Reid being part of the screen game, which is obvious, I mean, that's his thing. You call it screen game Andy whenever he uses it. So that was just an interesting interview. Like, he just gave out some nuggets. Like, he talked about how Patrick Mahomes and how he prepared and stuff in practice, like some of the amazing things he did. I mean, who hasn't talked about how amazing Patrick Mahomes has been in practice? So
You know what's funny about Kyle Long? We was just happy that the Raiders didn't get him, and he didn't play a single snap the entire year.
Bro.
We still had love for Kyle.
Yeah, he was just
Never
enjoying the
played.
moment.
That's funny.
He was cooling.
He was just
So
happy to
that
Oh
be
my
there.
God, dog!
So
Move, dog.
I do remember this correctly. That was 2021, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, right. Because he was playing that we needed a kind of a veteran guy to be at the guard spot opposite Joe Tooney, and then Trey Smith came in and was like, "Nah, this is my job," and that was it. Dang, country.
The dog unplugged the light, and then when I plugged it back, Jesus Christ! Oh,
That's
I'm seeing stars and. Oh man, but yeah, he went and visited with the Raiders. He was like wasn't he like a hot free agent that year? It was like he probably was the
Coming
best
off
free
injury,
agent,
right?
huh?
He was finally supposed to be healthy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He was banged up for a minute with Chicago at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. And he didn't play a single snap, but he said I watched Pat every day in practice, and I was like calling my daddy like, "Yo, this dude is crazy."
Mm-hmm.
But we heard that story from Derek Johnson and who else? Marcus Peters and Pat know how to give me that ball, huh? Like, so that's crazy.
That's funny. That's funny.
Look, I mean,
I
sorry, go ahead.
actually had to blow my nose though, so that's why.
Oh, thanks for doing that off camera.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
thank you. For
appreciate
that. I mean, look, we've heard on a consistent basis that the things that you saw Patrick Mahomes do in practice were amazing. I think we also got a little bit of a nugget from Chase Daniel. He did an interview. Well, no, he didn't do an interview. He does his weekly podcast on that
podcast, yep.
show. And he talked about the development path for Patrick Mahomes coming into obviously Chiefs in 2017. And he talked about how in some of the quarterback meetings, they would take him aside, Mike Kafka specifically, because Nagy was the OC at the time. They would take him aside. Him and Kafka would go on, and they would just have their own sessions during quarterback meetings, specifically to make sure that his development was the way that it needed to be. And that speaks to what Andy Reid has in place as far as a plan is concerned to make sure that his quarterback developed properly, and obviously it worked out to a great extent.
Which proves to me that don't just draft a guy and just throw him directly into the fire. I think you should teach him at least for half the season or something.
I think it
I think
depends on
that's
the
why
guy.
Mahomes is better, huh?
I think it depends on the guy. We saw what worked out.
If you can afford to, of course.
Yeah, Jordan Love and Mahomes are really the only guys that you can say didn't have
Rodgers.
multiple games started in their rookie year.
Rodgers.
But
Rodgers,
sorry,
Yeah,
within
it's
the
a little
last
different
15
with
years is what I meant to say. Within the last 15 years, but I mean it's difficult. CJ Stroud, yeah, they absolutely do. They got you got 3 redshirt years with the Packers, but CJ Stroud came in and we know what the hell he's done this year. Lamar came in midway through the year and was able to turn their season around as far as them making the playoffs. So I think it depends on what the guy is that you're drafting. And
yeah, I think
can afford
it depends on what you got to
structure the franchise too.
because it didn't work for Bryce Young.
I'm so
It's still
far,
early, but yeah.
far, but
Nah, it didn't work. Anthony Richardson looked all right though. He looked well when he wasn't cussing himself.
But the thing that I said specifically about Shane Steichen and Anthony Richardson and that fit is that Shane knows how to build an offense around that type of quarterback. Bobby Slowick for the Texans knows how to build an offense around that type of thing. So that's the important part. You got to have the right structure in place around these guys. No matter what your plan is, you have to have that plan, stick to it, and make sure you have the right structure around it.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact. All right, so it is on to Buffalo Sunday primetime, the very last game of the slate. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes.
How do you like your wings?
Oh man, working out start, man. Like honey barbecue, your standard buffalo. Garlic parmesan.
Ooh,
Teriyaki.
drums and flats. Drums and flats.
I'm a drums guy.
You a flat?
Yeah.
Yeah, drums, dog. Drums are It's easy to dip drums.
I feel like I don't really dip. That's the thing. I don't dip.
You don't dip. You don't do the ranch.
Mhm.
You blue
No,
cheese,
I don't
ranch
do
or
the
blue
ranch or
cheese.
blue cheese. No, I don't do either.
It's either with or without. It just
I
depends.
think the
Yes,
sauce
sir,
got to be
Paul.
hidden, and as long as the sauce is hidden, that's good. If you have really good wing, then you don't even need sauce. To be honest, if you got the seasoning right and everything,
True
you
that,
don't
true that.
necessarily need sauce. But yeah, the sauce is enough for me. I don't need the ranch or blue cheese.
That is
Yeah,
a
I'm a
fact.
ranch. I'm a ranch guy, right?
But yeah, whenever I do eat wings, yeah, I'm definitely a ranch guy for sure.
And also,
So-
the flats are much easier to just like. How do I put it?
Trying to figure out a way to say this without getting up on.
Eat it in one go. Like you just, I don't know how to describe this, but you don't have to like.
Kyle, you wrong on that one.
You don't
Yeah,
have to. You don't have to pick through it. You know, if you know how to eat the flats.
Hey, so D-Mac, can they ride the defense to the Super Bowl? Can they ride the D to the
And JD looked at him like the defense.
Oh my
Bro,
god, bro!
he looked at him so funny. I thought it was like a skit the way he looked at him. It was so
Yeah,
perfect. He was like,
it definitely looked like a skid dog the way he looked.
He was-
At it.
what?
Oh,
Ride that D
that's
to the
right.
Super Bowl.
MJD was like, really, bro. That's
Oh, this is something to pay attention to. If the Chiefs were to get to the Super Bowl or win the Super Bowl, this will be the third different. Bro, stop it, man. This will be like the third different way that they've gotten to the Super Bowl.
yeah.
You agree? Like it's not
yeah,
the same type of. It hasn't been the same style of we just using this style to get back to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's been different every time.
Yeah, CDOT talked about it a little bit today, you know, going through, you know, the different iterations of the Chiefs and how they evolved even since the last, you know, Bills matchup. But yeah, I mean, 2019 and 2020 teams, I think you would generally say are pretty similar from that aspect. Both obviously winning versus San Francisco, losing to the Bucks, completely overhauled. I think getting back to it, certainly the 2022, trading Tyreek Hill, and then for you to also kind of transition more completely into the ball control, defense heavy, being able to still make it work with this run game and Mahomes still being excellent. Yeah, I think that's a third transition that you could say, certainly. And look, ultimately, I know it's getting ahead of us, but I think that all of the terrible, no good, very bad things that have happened during this Chiefs season has made everybody kind of forget about the fact that this team is chasing back-to-back Super Bowls. Like that exists. This team is still going after something that is historic that hasn't been done since the early 2000s Patriots. Normally, when you have a team that's entering as the defending champions in the playoffs, they're like, can this team defend its title? All the pressure is on them to try and accomplish it. None of that exists. There's no chatter about them going back-to-back. There's no talk about them trying to be a dynasty. All that stuff is completely been quieted. It's about, you know, everybody else that's going on, these other teams that are juggernauts, and can this team do something that when they're not favored is, you know, the question. So I think that's a very interesting dynamic here. This team is playing with house money in a lot of different ways, and they might sneak up and F around and find themselves in the Super Bowl with a chance to go back to back.
And also, what team in the playoffs currently has been tested as much? Maybe the Bucks. But what team in the
They got
playoffs has
Baker
been?
Mayfield at the starting quarterback. They've gone through so much change as far as the offensive line is concerned, the defensive line is concerned, even the back. They don't have Bruce Arians. They don't have the same coach. It's completely different as far as the Bucks are concerned.
No, I'm talking about no. What I'm saying is through this year, who has been through more trials and tribulations like the Chiefs?
Adversity.
Like the adversity, they've been battling. They got scars. They dusty. Like, you know what I'm saying? They coming into the battle like they already fought 10 times.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
Buffalo's gone through some battles, obviously, for the way that they started. They've been playing playoff games kind of for the last month or so, or 2 months, really. So I'll say Buffalo would probably be the closest thing, but the Ravens, they beat the hell out of a lot of really good teams, in their last month of the season, but they've been coasting, here for 3 weeks now, and we'll see how well they can turn it back on. 49ers have been coasting as far as I'm concerned. Lions have kind of had that division locked up for a minute.
Bro. Travis has been mad since.
Travis has been angry.
What was up with Travis this year? When we get past this season, we're gonna have to talk about Travis because Travis had a hell of a year, bro. Like on and off the field. Like
hopefully, Travis at the in February after the parade is done can go on an island with Taylor Swift away from everybody for just a week because he just needs to just relax because he's
might
been
need
mad.
2 weeks.
Man, he been on one, bro.
He might need 2 weeks. I agree. He's been mad since August because it's been every week for him. So he needs to go ahead and decompress.
Wasn't it like the first day of camp? Wasn't he punching Jack Cochran the first day of camp? Like it was like, Travis, what are you doing?
It was in the beginning for sure. Yeah,
Mahomes needs 3 weeks away from these wide receivers, so he needs his rest and relaxation as well.
Man, Mahomes gonna start wide receiver camping. He gonna give it 2 weeks, and then he right back at it. You know how he is.
But then, I definitely agree with you. Though. I think these two teams in particular, this matchup, they both went through a lot of adversity. Because I mentioned earlier in the show, Bills fans thought their season was done with after they lost to the Broncos on Monday night, and people was questioning like whether the Bills would be here at this point. Like there's a lot of people was mentioning how there was a possibility that Josh Allen would not be in this position right now, and they got hot at the right time. So
we gave them life just so we can take it away. We put them in this position, so now we got to take them out. That's the bottom line of the game.
And there it is. So with that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share all your social media platforms. Till the next episode, let's go Chiefs. We out.